Okay. Sorry about that. We should be live again. Now, what happens here is I draw stuff and we talk about anything, really. Just usually is comic books, movies, the stuff that I draw, origin stories. Because I usually draw things like Marvel characters or DC characters. I usually do those kind of things, and so usually I go off of that to talk maybe about origin stories of characters, what they change in the movies, what they change in the maybe a TV show there in uh, maybe they've changed origin in the comics or they were something completely different. So I usually talk about those kind of things. Now, today we're doing something about Pokemon. So I even been the last game that I play is Ultra Ultra Sun. So I'm a little bit behind. I don't have a Switch. That's basically the problem that I got. If I had a Switch, I probably would have already played the games that came out. I have a friend that bought Shield, but yeah, what I know about the game is just from him. But yeah, I've been enjoying and playing all those games and relatively um competitively in online. So I played online just against random opponents. So yeah, I wouldn't say that I'm actually great because yeah, I won and I won a lot. But does it really matter if the person you're playing with is just has a team of six legendaries random? I played against a guy, these ones, and I don't know what happened. He had six legendaries, but he has the worst. Well, he had the Regigigas, and I believe with that I said everything. Unless it's a double team, a double battle, and you can you have the setup. The problem is it's not such a consistent setup, so not many people used it. But yeah, you can swap the ability that you have with another Pokemon, maybe using a Smeargle. That's a way to do it, and that way you can get rid of the ability that cuts off speed and attack. If I'm not mistaken, I've never used it, so I don't really know. Well, I know about it, but I don't know exactly the strategy. Anyway, he didn't have that setup either. He just played a Regigigas online, and he had like Rayquaza. Well, he basically had random legendary Pokemon. Well, apart from the fact that some of them were extremely good, he, he didn't know how to play them. He had a Genesect, and he didn't know what kind of power the move had. I was using a Charizard. I mean, it's not the best stuff that you can use a Charizard. I had it, but it was EV trained and everything. I actually etched. I don't know. Well, it wasn't that many eggs, because thanks to the friend safari uh, and a little bit of catching, I managed to get a very good Ditto. That's probably something that if somebody wants to start those kind of things, it's probably having a very good Ditto really helps. It was my Ditto has had probably, I don't know, not sure, 4 or 5 stats at 31, so the max that you can get, and that way it's a little bit faster. there's also a problem, well, with natures and stuff. That can actually take a long time. But yeah, I managed to do semi-fast. I think, yeah, 3 or 4 boxes of Charmanders, and I was done. So the long term, it's pretty fast. It is actually pretty fast. Well, also I had all the charms, so I did not find a shiny, but I had more chances than anybody else that did not complete the Pokedex. I wasn't that lucky though. I have it completed in, I don't remember. Was it Y? Yeah, I think it was Y. There I had a complete Pokédex, and so I just simply trade off with um, with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, because it's, I believe it's a little bit easier to go around the island and hatch the eggs. So I did everything in there. I actually played X and Y just a little bit after it came out, so I was able to using Wonder Trade to get everything that I needed. Most of the Pokemon, I got them from there. There were, well, it was mostly legendary for legendary. If I needed any of those, like, I don't know, if I had a Zapdos and somebody traded me, I would give it away for I don't know, a Suicune, just random. It basically went like that. But yeah, it was still a very active community, so I managed to trade off also pretty fast. I believe I finished the Pokédex in like 4 days. I was always online basically, but yeah, I finished that pretty fast. Also, the story didn't take that long. Also because, well, pretty good, and I went, well, not for that, for Mega Ruby and also Sapphire. I directly got good Pokemon directly. Was right at the start, so I finished the game quite swiftly. I trade off I trade off stuff from a game to another just to get them good. That's basically what I did, and it worked. I played quite fast, and also I was leveling a team. I know that, well, the Pokemon that just when you're playing online just raises the level, so it's not really a problem. It's like, yeah, if you're playing online, everybody will get to level 100. So if you already have everything that you needed, you're okay. But yeah, I wanted to have them a level 100 at some point. Also because, yeah, I was also playing with friends, but even there, well, like wireless, not using. No, I believe, well, maybe we're using the internet anyway. But yeah, just to have them there. I had a quasi random team, and then we got a little bit more professional. Let's just say that. Then the competition kicked in. So we would just went on and just, okay, I need a full team. I need a tank. I need a special attacker. All like that. Even before they were good enough, because if you're playing online against someone that hasn't trained them, hasn't trained the Pokemon, or don't have the right ability, the right nature, stuff like that, you actually go very swiftly. You win the games anyway. Even against Team of Legendaries, I've done that many times. If somebody's playing just because, oh well, I have a Regigigas, that doesn't really work. It's not that good. If they've removed that ability, well, they could have given him. I don't know. Maybe since, well, I'm probably going to say something stupid. I don't know. But yeah, since he's coming back, uh, in his own region, region, maybe they can give him a secret nature or giving some away that have something different. That's maybe something that they're willing to do just to hype up the game. I don't know. Because, well, it's actually good. The problem is that you have to wait 5 turns and he's gonna die before then. So, maybe. It's just hopeful thinking, really. Maybe that might just help out. Because many people like them anyway, because, was in the movies and everything like that. And also, a lot of people just use it in game because you had to trade from the game before, so it was some kind of a secret, back in the day when online didn't exist, and you had to go off of what friends said or buy. And I still have a ton of old magazines that were all Nintendo stuff, and inside there were like little sections about like how to get the Reggies or where to find some Pokemon, and also there was like a complete guide. Maybe at some point I might just make a video looking through all of them because it's actually very interesting. So it was going month per month, right? And what happened was, uh, and I have a lot, but I don't have all of them. There's the guide, a complete guide that went like I don't know. The first part will go from the beginning of the game to I'm talking about Ruby and Sapphire. It was back in those days, Ruby, Sapphire, and um, a Leaf Green and Fire Red. It was those days. And back then, what happened was you get maybe talking about Ruby, the start of the game up until I don't know you meet your dad, something like that. That was the first part. So and there were secrets and stuff inside there because unlike the normal guides, they had more time to work on them. So maybe you were actually able to find the real secrets and not just a, a playthrough of a guy that managed to finish the game. It just tells you, okay, no, you have to go there in this direction, go into that direction, or stuff like, okay, no, it's actually faster if you go down that route to come back to your dad. Still talking about Ruby and Sapphire. And also, yeah, those kind of stuff. But those guides, the one that I have there, they go pretty in details. That they go in details. They came out. Well, I probably had the game for a year before it was over, I guess. I would have to check out, but I think like it was half through the game. It was like part 26, something like that, and it was like around uh, the Magma Hideout. But don't take my word because I haven't looked at that for a decade, I guess. But yeah, if anybody wants to see them, make I don't know a live. I don't know if people are actually interested. It's not really a problem, is it? They're there on my shelf. I actually pick them up and put them there. Well, for some kind of collection purpose. It's not a real collection because they're not in very good condition, unfortunately. They have been in a drawer and then moved back in out. Not the best conditions. They probably I treat them badly anyway when I was a kid, apart from the time passing. But that's something normal, I guess. Many people from many stuff, many stuff is not something that you can say. Many things from back in the day there are that have some kind of value. They do because people didn't collect them. People use the guides, the open bag. They maybe give it to a friend. The friend just treats it even worse than she did. You know, the normal kid things. Would you ever thought that the old uh, Pokemon cards that you have maybe worth a ton of money? I have, well, I don't have that many cards, but I have quite a few. And I own a Charizard that in perfect conditions, and mine is probably a PSA 8, I guess, something around that range. All the corners are perfect. The only problem is that in one angle there's like something has been pressed on it. So that's probably everything else is perfect. And I have seen cards like that, maybe a 7 or 8, and that's maybe at most worth like $30. Nothing more than that. But it's stuff that I had when I was a kid. It's already something that is still there. And yeah, my parents didn't throw them away as they did with other cards. Those are the ones that I managed to keep. As my mother was throwing away stuff, it's like, what the hell? I couldn't do everything though. At some point, she just threw out some stuff. It happens. It happens. But anyway, as I was saying, probably at the start of, of this, and nobody was online then. Anyway, I do a lot of stuff like Marvel characters, DC characters, talking about origins, what they did in the comics, what the story of the movies are from, or stuff like that. That's actually pretty interesting. Not many people watch them, but there are some guys that come in. We have a chat. Well, we have a little bit of fun. We really do. Because yeah, I've read quite a few comics, and this is a good place to start. If here there's any people well who want to hear about these kind of things, is actually pretty interesting. And I believe, yeah, because I cannot see it just refreshes every few seconds. My connection is not that great right now, and I don't even know why. It just isn't for some reason. My phone is doing extremely well. It's doing just fine. I'm listening to a podcast in the headphones, and that's just working. But yeah, we just passed something like 4 minutes. I couldn't see my live for 4 minutes. What happened? I don't even know if somebody just, well, they did not write anything, but it has been 4 minutes. If somebody did, I'm sorry. Or it got lost or whatever happened, I don't know. It's just a tonight problem though. Usually it's not a problem. We have, well, it's not great connection because it isn't. Because I live pretty far from the city. We're in middle of fields. There's fields on the right, fields on the left, up a hill. So really, I couldn't expect to have good internet connection. But yeah, it works quite fine. And also there was usually like my mom and my dad, my sister, it's like one phone each. Also, like my dad is at work right now, so he's not here to use the signal. Let's just say that. So so you should be working just fine. Anyway, I just went again off the rails. I'm sorry for whoever is listening. Sometimes I just keep talking and I go off the rails. I don't know. I just do that. Anyway, here in the channel we talk about origins of stuff, and yeah, I also know quite a bit also about Pokemon. I usually try if it is I don't know. Last time I drew uh, Nebula from, well, from the MCU, And yeah, I just knew a couple of stories. I just got a little bit informed. I read some stuff just to be able to talk about it. So the people come in and just say, "Oh, Gamora from the movies." Like, yeah, its origin is in this book. It comes from this story. At the start, it was, I don't know, that kind of stuff. Oh, Lucy, hello. How's it going? I was just talking to whoever is listening about what I do here. Do you like Pokemon? Pokemon, however you want to call them. Here, it's pronounced differently everywhere in the planet. Also, people just misspell it, apart from reading it like Pokemon, like old people do. I'm not really sure about the pronunciation in English. I don't know. Apart from many other things, I just this is the kind of stuff that I have the least influences from English speaking stuff. Like, for example, Marvel. I have I've watched the movies in English maybe, or I listen to podcasts talking about that kind of stuff. So I know how stuff is pronounced. But with Pokemon, it's just different. I don't have that many influences, so I don't really know some stuff. But yeah, this is basically over. But yeah, I also have to go in a little bit. I just made a little bit of a shorter live just to be able to draw something that isn't what we did today. Just something a little bit different. Because yeah, I would have to go eat something in 10 minutes. So yeah. And anyway, I'm basically done. But I wanted to do something a little bit cuter today that maybe people want to watch, and maybe it's a shorter one. So maybe somebody might just want to watch it afterwards, after the fact. Because I've seen the longer ones. Do I know Naruto? Of course I do. I'm up to date until Gen 7. Yes, 7. But yeah, the most stuff I know is from 1 to 4. That's that was back in the day when I was a kid. And yeah, I it's the stuff that I never forgotten, and also kept playing for quite a long time. Then the Switch came out, and yeah, I did not buy it, not yet. I bought the 3DS just for the games, for the Pokemon games, Pokemon games, whatever you want to call them. So at some point, when it would cost just a little bit less than 329 euros, I will buy it. Hopefully. Or also in the meanwhile, I could get a job. That would also work. I have to get my degree first, but that's at least 1 year away. So, at some point. Yeah, this is a bit basically done. Yeah, I wanted to do something fast, but this came out very fast. Well, that's probably because, well, the older generation, Pikachu from Generation 1 and Celebi from Generation 2, uh, well, the designs were simpler, not super obvious, but simple. Like, it's not that many lines. The body is like four things together. It's just like that. Now, yeah, this is basically done. If anybody has any suggestions about, well, something else they would want to see, I would, well, maybe draw it tomorrow. That would actually be an interesting thing. And well, it could actually come from anything. I mean, I don't have to stay within any kind of drawing, like just Pokemon, just DC, Marvel stuff. I could just go off the rails and do whatever because that just it just brings the channel to more people that watch specific things to maybe come by and yeah have a chat. That's I'm actually extremely fine with that. If people come in and have a chat with us. Yeah, yeah. This is about done. Yeah, yeah. I'm so sorry about that, but yeah, I should probably write it down when I'm making a live and living well maybe making a shorter one for people that usually come in maybe to stay a little bit longer. So I don't really know. Yeah, I'm watching right now at what you can see. Yeah, the light is not helping out a lot, and I'm also like 30, 40 seconds behind at this point. I'm looking at it, and yeah, I'm doing stuff, but yeah. Well, hopefully, you also enjoy these kind of things. A little bit easier, a little bit simpler, a little bit cuter also. So a little bit cuter, and yeah, it's pretty interesting. Anyway, this is about it. I'm giving the last details, the last few things, and this is about that. Okay, we did it. Ooh, we lost somebody, but I guess we are basically at the end, so it's fine. How much was that? Well, half an hour. Yeah, that's fine. I could make shorter ones just like this. Dudesy, thank you as always for being here with me. I'll make you the comic video as soon as I find all the stuff because yeah, I want to do with everything. And yeah, see you soon. Bye.